So one other way that we can characterize mutations is sort of by how they look molecularly or at the level of nucleotides. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about some different types of mutations, like point mutations and frame shift mutations, and what those mean at the molecular level in terms of changes to the DNA, right? And so first, I want to talk about a point mutation. And so a mutation, as I discussed in the previous lecture, is just any inherited change to the DNA. And a point mutation is a change where only one single base pair or one single nucleotide is affected. Right? So point means 1 point. One single base pair is changed. That base pair can be changed in several different ways, right? And so one type of point mutation where one base pair is changed is called a substitution. And a substitution is where one base pair is exchanged for another base pair, right? So an A is exchanged for a T, a C exchanged for a G, and so on. And there's two kind of types of substitutions. There's transitions, where one purine is replaced with another purine, or one pyrimidine is replaced with another pyrimidine. So A is replaced with G, or G is replaced with A, and then C is replaced with T, or T is replaced with C. And there are also transversions, where you replace a purine nucleotide with a pyrimidine, or vice versa, where A would be replaced with T, as an example. And so over here, you can actually see the different types of substitutions, right? So here you have the nucleotides A, T, G, and C, and you can see the arrows indicating transversions. Those are the blue dotted arrows. And you can see the arrows that indicate transitions in green. And so a transition is replacing one purine or one pyrimidine with another, right? So A is a purine, adenine, guanine is a purine. If an A is changed to a G through a point mutation or substitution, that would be known as a transition. However, if an A is changed to a T, that would be considered a transversion. And the more common of these two is actually a transition. It's more likely that errors occurring during replication are going to replace one purine with another purine, or one pyrimidine with another pyrimidine. So we tend to see more transitions than transversions in errors during replication. So some other types of point mutations are insertions and deletions. And so with a substitution, you're taking one single base and you're exchanging it with another base. Now, in the case of an insertion or a deletion, you're still only acting on one single nucleotide. But in the case of an insertion, you're inserting or adding one single nucleotide. With a deletion, you're removing one single nucleotide or base pair. And so we sometimes refer to as insertions and deletions as indels, the in from insertion and the del from deletion. And when you add or subtract or delete a base pair, you can actually induce this other type of mutation, which is called a frame shift. And so when your genes are being read and translated into proteins, they basically have what's called a reading frame, where the enzymes read from the beginning to the end, and they're able to recognize a start codon, ATG, and then they read the next triplet, AAA, they read the next triplet, GGG, CCC, TTT, and so on. And as they read each one of those triplets, they convert them into the string of amino acids down here. One thing that's an issue when you add or subtract a base pair into that reading frame is that you can kind of shift all the bases down one direction or the other. So here in this case, we have an insertion of a C at this position here. So you still have this codon AGG, or ATG, I'm sorry. We have the next one, AAA, which is converted into lysine. But now, rather than GGG, as it should be over here, the codon that's in the mRNA and will ultimately get made into protein is CGG. And that CGG encodes a different amino acid than GGG does. And so now, by inserting one single additional base pair, you've shifted the entire reading frame, you've shifted the organization of the codons or the triplets, and you've also shifted the types of amino acids that are going to be made in that protein. And so, while insertions and deletions are typically referred to as frame shifts because they're able to shift the reading frame of the entire protein. So one other type of mutation that is not just one single base pair moving, but rather a large piece of DNA that is now changing is known as a transposon. And so transposons are large pieces of DNA that move from one site in the genome to a different place. And these are sometimes referred to as jumping genes. And so here you can see a transposon in red. It's in one area of the genome, and it's able to actually come out and move to a different genetic location within the genome. And now this normal gene on the right has an entirely new large change to the DNA, this transposon inserted right in the middle of it. And that can lead to changes in the protein products that these genes encode. Now, this idea of genes being able to jump around from one place in the genome to another was something that people really did not believe was possible. And it took a lot of work by this scientist called Barbara McClintock, and she found and discovered and really characterized these transposons or jumping genes in corn, and she ultimately won the Nobel Prize for it, right? And so in terms of molecular basis of mutation, we've got point mutations, which are mutations in a single base pair. There are 3 types of point mutations. There's substitutions, insertions, and deletions. Substitutions can be broken down into transitions and transversions, depending on what base is substituted for what base. Insertions and deletions tend to be frame shift mutations as well, because they shift the reading frame of the protein. And these transposons are not single bases or point mutations, but rather large pieces of DNA that move from one area in the genome to another.